Okay, in today's video I will show you how to make stuffing for dumplings. We're gonna make cheese and potato dumplings, and this will be a cheese potato stuffing. The stuffing doesn't look appetizing, but it's incredible. This is a recipe from my mom and her mom. So this is a traditional stuffing for a cheese potato dumplings. It's incredible tasty, and that's the only recipe you will ever need. The only thing to remember is you do need to make your stuffing a day before you make your dumplings, for two reasons. One is that all the flavor has to come through together, so we want to leave it in a fridge, and second thing is that it is time consuming to make dumplings, so it will help you actually if you make it day before anyway, and then you can make your dumplings day after. So stuff your dumplings and make actual dumplings day after, nice and fresh. I always recommend to make a double portion, so 1 kilogram of potato, usually 1 kilogram of cheese, and then you get quite a few dumplings which you can easily freeze. It's easy to defrost, and you can store them in a freezer for at least a month, which is really good, and you can portion them as well. So nice and easy, and the stuffing is incredibly tasty. The last thing you need to remember is that you do need to leave it overnight so the flavor come through, and we only take it out of the fridge just when we're making our dumplings, not before, so they're not gonna fall apart. This is very important. I will also add all the ingredients in the first comment below the video. If you've got any question, let me know in the comments. This is a traditional Polish dumplings, and they taste incredible. That's the only recipe you will ever need, and it's traditional. And it's the recipe of my mom. Okay, before you're gonna start thinking of making dumplings, you will need one of those bad boys. So this is basically I think it's a rice presser, it's called, or potato presser. So basically our potatoes will have to, and our cheese will have to go through this. So this one is a metal one, you can buy it pretty much anywhere. I ordered mine through Amazon, and highly recommend. This one is a really good one, so I can recommend this one. It's Sopito, and it's a really good one. You're basically gonna put your potatoes once cooked through this, and it's gonna come out obviously on the side, quite small, and your cheese as well. So it all has to go through this presser. Rice, I think it's called rice presser. I'll put the proper name underneath. If you need me to add the link to it, let me know. So we'll need one of those bad boys before we start. Okay, now we're gonna start with stuffing for our dumplings. I will show you my mom and my mom, so my grandma recipe for traditional dumplings. You won't find better than this one, so you might as well just subscribe to my channel because it's the best recipe. Obviously it works every time, and it's incredibly tasty. So all you will need is some potatoes. You need the potatoes, large ones, not young potatoes or new potatoes. You can make dumplings from new potatoes, so just be aware of that. Your potatoes has to be those large potatoes. Better quality, better dumplings, simple as this. So if you've got better ingredients, obviously your dumplings will taste much better. So I always invest a little bit more with the better ingredients, so your end product is always much tastier. So for stuffing, we'll need we're gonna be using 1 kilogram of potatoes. If you want to make half of a portion, just use half kilogram of potatoes. We also will need 1 onion. We're gonna fry it up golden brown, so we're just gonna peel it, obviously cut it. I don't like my onion to be huge in a dish, and someone who doesn't like onion, then they're not gonna appreciate it. It's gonna be, you know, not finely chopped. So I like to cut my onion quite fine. We're gonna fry it on ladder. Always use ladder for you need some kind of fat for dumplings to taste incredible. So I always recommend, and my grandma and my mom recommend, a ladder. So if we use one of those, you can buy it anywhere. In Polish it's called smalec. It looks like this, if you don't know what it is. And I will highly recommend this to fry all your onions. We'll need half of it, I would say. It's about 200 grams in here, so I would say you need 100 grams of smalec, and you're just gonna fry it up with the onion so it's golden brown and it's ready. Don't fry up onions just yet. First you need to get your potato boiled. So what we first step is we're gonna boil our potato in hot water, in cold water, starting with the cold water. We're gonna boil them, add a pinch of salt. I'm gonna always recommend to use a healthier alternative, so natural rock salt. Pinch of salt like this will be perfect with water, and we're just gonna boil them like we normally would boiled our potatoes. Once they boiled and soft, we're gonna then fry our onion finely chopped for golden brown with smallots, half of that, so 100 grams of smallots. And as I said before, I'm making double portion. Sorry, my cat is crazy loud. Oreo, can you stop please? Stop now. So we'll need, if you want to make less than this, you can use half of a portion. So you're gonna use half of ingredients. I'm gonna be using 1 kilogram of potatoes and 1 kilogram of cheese, just because we love the dumplings. They are incredible and it's gonna be really, really good. So I say make a double portion because you can freeze them and you can easily defrost them if they are ready, and save yourself time, and they taste as good as fresh. So if you're using 1 kilogram of potatoes, that's fine. If you're gonna use half kilogram of potatoes, you want to use half kilogram of cheese. Simple as this. Oh, what else we'll need? We'll need some fresh black pepper, some salt. I'm just using natural salt, and some vegeta. So we need 1 tablespoon of vegeta for 1 kilogram of cheese, 1 kilogram of potatoes. What I would suggest is do 1 kilogram of potatoes, 1 kilogram of cheese, and basically to season to your taste. So if you add a bit of salt, a bit of better, and a bit of vegeta. If you feel it needs more salt, needs more, vegeta, then you can just add some. So it's to your taste. Don't worry about anything exact ingredients of seasoning. You want to season it so you can bring the taste, a nice taste out. So it will be up to you. But the main ingredients for a stuffing for our dumplings are basically potatoes and cheese. The best tip I've got is don't be shy with the onion. Use a large onion for 1 kilogram of cheese and potatoes, because onion is good for you and it will taste nicer. So don't be shy with the onion. Use ladder, so smallots, and then use vegeta. That's my golden tips to make sure that your stuffing for your dumplings are incredible, and believe me, it will be. Okay, we're gonna start with boiling our potatoes with a pinch of salt. Once they're soft, straight away we'll have to put them rice masher. So while we're doing this, straight after cooking, we're using potatoes. We do this straight away because if we cook our potato, boil them, and then wait till they cold, it will be hard to put them through this. So you don't want to do that. Don't want to make that mistake. Always boil them, and straight after boiling, once they're still fresh, put them through the rice masher in 1 big bowl, and then cheese put straight away through the rice masher as well at the same time, but first potato, then cheese. Then fry the onions, and even when it's warm, still add it straight to our mixture. Mix everything together, season to your taste, and it's ready. Easy as this. I will show you cheese. Okay, cheese I'm using will be this one, twaróg wiejski półtłusty. There's a few different types and a few different make. This one is from Piątnica. There's one more which my mom recommends from Byhawa. So either Piątnica or Byhawa, those 2 the best ones you can use. This one is easily available in a supermarket. I just got that one from Tesco, I believe, but I've seen it in Asda. You don't need to go to Polish shop to get one. And of course you will need, this one is 250 grams. I'm gonna use 1 kilogram of potatoes, so I'm gonna be using 1 kilogram of cheese. This is, as you can see in here, is basically semi-fat curd cheese. So this is semi-fat. There's full fat, but definitely recommended semi-fat curd cheese. This is what you need to make best dumplings. Semi-fat curd cheese. So that's all our ingredients, what you will need basically. Not much, and don't forget you will need one of those bad boys. Okay, we have boiled our potatoes. As you can see, obviously we have peeled our potatoes. We're gonna boil them in a cold water. We're gonna cover them with a cold water, add a pinch of salt, and we're gonna cut them in a smaller pieces, just so it's gonna cook quicker, basically. And it's about 1 kilogram of potatoes here. Remember to cut your potatoes in the same size, because otherwise they're not gonna cook evenly. So we're gonna have to cut them the same size. Okay, we have cut our potatoes and we covered them with a cold water. Now we're gonna cook it like for normal, you know, like for lunch or dinner, like a mashed potatoes basically. So we're gonna cook it for about 20-30 minutes, and we're gonna add a pinch of salt. I'm trying to use a bit healthier salt, because as you all should know by now, salt is not the healthiest. So natural rock salt. So I'm gonna add a pinch of natural salt. Looks like this. In the meantime, I'm gonna check on my cat. Oh yeah. He loves to sleep. Okay, now we're gonna put some ladder on a pan. So we're just gonna throw in around 100 grams. And in the meantime, we're gonna clean and peel our onion. One medium onion, whole medium onion, definitely. It's healthy for you, just use onion, and make sure you finely chop it. We're gonna fry it up golden. In the meantime, we've got our potatoes, which are already boiled, so we still got them really warm, and we're gonna just put them through the rice and mash in a second. You do have to remember that we do need some fat, otherwise everything will be really dry. So I definitely recommend a ladder to use in or butter to use to fry up your onion. And we of course gonna add all of that to our stuffing. This is how our onion looks like, and now we're gonna fry it nice and golden on our ladder. Okay, all you have to remember is we only put our onion when oil is hot, not before, otherwise it's going to be soggy and horrible. And we're just going to use a wooden spoon to stir it. You don't need to put any salt or pepper at this point, but I do like, my mom never put salt at this point, only later on, but I do like to add salt now. I don't know why. It's just the thing I always like to do when I'm frying onion. I always add some salt. So if you want to add salt now, you can add less later if you want to be like me. Okay, while we frying our onion, it's nearly ready, nice and brown. Our potatoes looks nice and yellow, as you can see in here. You do not want the white potatoes, horrible white potatoes. They are still warm. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put them through the rice presser. So we're gonna get ourselves a bowl and just gonna press potatoes through the rice presser just once. You have to do it just once. I will show you how it looks like after it's done through this, for those who never used this before. Okay, and this is how it looks like. So as you can see in here, it's coming out on both sides there and there, and looks like this. So that's what you want, that is the consistency. As I said, you only have to do it. We're gonna do exactly the same with our cheese. We're gonna go and put it through straight after potato. It doesn't matter, you don't need to clean it after. We're just gonna put it straight through, because we're gonna mix those ingredients anyway, so it doesn't matter. 1 kilogram of potatoes looks something like this. That's a cheese. So that is semi-fat curd cheese. So I will show you for those who don't know how it looks like, or consistency. It looks like this. Okay, this is how our cheese looks like. We're gonna now add some fried onions straight away while it's still warm. Mix it all together. Add salt, fresh black pepper, salt, and some vegeta to your taste. So mix it up, try a little bit, and if it's ready, it will be ready. We've added our onion. We're gonna add some vegeta. For 1 kilogram of potato, 1 kilogram of cheese, I like to add 1 whole spoon of vegeta. We're gonna season to taste, and we're gonna add 1 whole egg. 1 whole egg, and we're mixing everything together to make a stuffing for it. If your bowl is quite small, the best is do the stuffing in a pan. Mix it all together nicely, and then transfer to your bowl, and then you have to put it in the fridge overnight, and then you're gonna make your dumplings following day. Okay, your stuffing needs to be proper seasoned, so don't be afraid to season it properly until you're happy with it. So don't be afraid to experiment, taste it, and taste it. That's my tip. And one extra ingredient which I nearly forgot is a pepper, but this is a herbal pepper. Highly recommended. My mom and my grandma using herbal pepper because it's giving that intense peppery taste, and does make a difference. So definitely recommend. This is a good company, Chemist, and so add a little bit of that as well. Okay, our stuffing is ready now, so all you have to do is make sure it's proper seasoned. Don't be afraid of seasoning potatoes and cheese, because otherwise it's going to be potato and cheese. So you do want to season it well, don't be afraid. And then we're just gonna store it now overnight, and we're gonna do our dumpling, make our dumplings tomorrow. Why do we do a stuffing? We should do a stuffing at least 4 hours before we're making our dumplings, or overnight. I recommend to do it overnight, so it's easier because it does take time to make dumplings. So highly recommend to do it a night before, and then put it to the fridge overnight, and in the morning you can make your dumplings nice and fresh, and only take your stuffing just before you're gonna make your dumplings. So straight from the fridge and straight use it. Don't leave it outside the fridge to get room temperature. It's gonna be like harder to make your dumplings, and that's why we have to take it out just before we're making them, or when we're making dumplings. And if we keep it now for overnight, the flavor will come through together, combine better, and will taste much better as well. So there's few reasons why we're making it before.